how x is a quota. Here you have 25 to the 1/2 equals x. X is the square root of 25, which is 5. All right, folks, we are moving on. Well, get the same base on 55. 27 is 3/3. Then when you have the same base, set the exponents equal to each other. 1/25 is 5 to the -3rd. Same base, set the exponents equal to each other. 4 and 32 can be both 2. Now you could also make this 4 to the 2.5 and you would still get the same answer, no big deal. Power to a power, you multiply 2 powers together, so this would be 4x minus 2 equals that exponent 5. 1.75 it is. Here guys, if you can't get the same base, attach natural log or log, divide by natural log 3. This is about 1.77, then add 1 to it. Add 3 to both sides, attach natural log. All right, so you have, this would really be 3x natural log 4 equals natural log 5. I meant to show more work there. Then you would divide both sides by natural log 4. So 3x is this, 1.16 divided by 3, that's your answer. Divide by 4 first, and you have natural log of x minus 3 is 2. When you want to get rid of natural log, attach e as the base. That means x minus 3 is equal to e squared. This was a little problem on the quiz we took a while ago. It's not going to, when you add 3, it's not going to be e to the 5th. It's simply going to be e squared plus 3, which you can type in your calc. Here, just immediately attach e as the base. 3x minus 1 is equal to e to the 3rd. Add 1 to both sides, then divide by 3. 62, add 3 to both sides, then divide by 4. E to the 3rd is 3. Attach natural log to both sides. X is natural log 3, which is that. And 63, subtract 1 from both sides. Divide by 3. E to the x is 2. Attach natural log to both sides. Then you're going to have 2x equals natural log 2. Divide by 2. It's not natural log 1. It's whatever natural log 2 is. Divide by 2. A number on the outside means it was originally power, so bring it on up. Addition in the log world means multiplication. X to the 3rd times x to the 4th is x to the 7th. Subtraction in the log world means division. 25 divided by 5 would be 5 plus log of 3. Addition means multiplication. Number on the outside, put it as an exponent. Log 3 to the 2nd plus log 2 to the 3rd. So log 9 plus log of 8, addition means multiplication. 9 times 8, 72. Folks are doing great. Here I meant to put in equals x. You can use change of base, log of 2 over log of 8, or you can say 8 to what power gives you 2? It's a 3rd. Here you got to use change of base on the next two. Do log of 17 divided by log of the base 7. Type that in your calc. Make sure you use parentheses around log 17, parentheses divided by log 7. Log of 103 divided by log 4 gives you that. Number 70, subtraction means division, so you can put it together as one log of log base 3 of what came first, x plus 2 over 2 equals 4. 3 to the 4th power equals x plus 2 over 2, and that's how you solve it. Addition in the log world means, oh, I did this one wrong, multiplication. This is not good. I got my head of myself here, so good thing we're looking at this. I'm going to try this bad boy again. Addition in the log world means multiplication, so this should have been log base 2 of this times this. So it's going to be 5x minus 15 equals 3. That means 2 to the 3rd, which is 8, is 5x minus 15. 8 equals 5x minus 15. 23 is 5x. X is 4.6. So my fault on that. Good catch, though. All right, assuming a 3% rate of inflation, that means the base is 1.03. 40 grand, my principal, in 1977 is worth how much now? 40 years later, that's the exponent, rounded to the nearest penny. Discontinuous point is when the denominator is 0. All right, so set the denominator equal to 0. Set the denominator equal to 0. Factor out the x. Get x is 0 and x is plus or minus 5. Now, I didn't ask for whether it's a horizontal asymptote or a hole, just wants a what are the discontinuous points. What is x not allowed to be? Guys, factor the top, factor the bottom, and cancel the similar parts there. X plus 9s would cancel. On 76, factor out the x they have in common. Difference of perfect squares in the denominator. That's what you're left with. All right, 77, it's all about factoring, folks. Factor the top, factor the bottom on the first fraction. Take out the 3 they have in common, take out the 1 they have in common. You're just left with 3 over 2. Guys, on 78, factor out the x they have in common on the first numerator. Difference of 2 perfect squares on the first denominator. Nothing to factor on the second fraction. The bottom has 4 more x's. That's why it's 3x to the 4th. Really, the only other thing you cancel out is the x plus 5s. All right, and the x up top cancels with one of the 5 down below. Guys, when you divide, you got to flip the fraction, so that's why the 3x minus 12 is up top. Factor out the 3 they have in common, and start canceling. All right, again, pause this whenever you need to. 80, folks, on 80. There we go. Flip the fraction. What has more y's, top or bottom? What has more x's, top or bottom? That's the question. 81. Gotta have the same denominator if you want to add them together. So make this 3 over 3. So add them together. You can simplify. Pen is gone. All right, you do have the same denominator, so subtract. You're subtracting all of this. When you subtract a negative, you're really adding 31 to negative 17. That's why it's a positive 14. All right? And take a look at 83. The first fraction has an x minus 3. The other one has an x plus 3. So give the first fraction x plus 3 over x plus 3. Give the second fraction the x minus 3 over x minus 3. The common denominator would be x minus 3 over x plus 3. 84, folks. If you factor the second denominator, it's x minus 3, x plus 3. So top and bottom on 84, on that fraction, get an x plus 3 over x plus 3. All right, cross multiply on 85, get your answer. There, cross multiply on 86. I have the same denominator. You really just need the x minus 3 top and bottom on the first x over 1 there. Then the x squareds will cancel. You get your answer of negative 4/5. Make it the common denominator of 24. How about that? You got to give nothing to the first fraction. 3 over 3 for the second one. And 2 over 1. Remember, it's 2 over 1. Gets 24 over 24. Solve for x. Given the equation of a circle states the center and the radius should be pretty easy. Think opposites. 4, negative 3. Take the square root of 64. 90, negative 3, positive 9. Take the square root of 45. Pair of 3's. Goes on the outside. 5 stays on the inside. That's why it's 3 root 5. And, oh my gosh. Finishing up here, given the center and the radius, write the equation. There it is. Number 92. Just square a 5 root 2, you get 50. 93, write the equation of a circle which passes through negative 5, 3 with a, gosh darn it, I wrote this backwards and didn't read. That's what happens when you go too quick. Hopefully this doesn't get you. We're going to try this together here because that's totally not correct. But it has a center of negative 1. Positive 8. There we go. And this is the x and the y that it goes through. So we're going to plug negative 5 in for x and 3 in for y. All right, this is going to give you negative 4 squared plus negative 5 squared. That's a positive 16 plus positive 25. Your answer, put it all together, x plus 1 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 41. All right, you should get the same radius squared because you're still having the same 2 numbers together you're putting, but your center is definitely different. All right, so know how to graph those. You can find the center and the radius and just plot them. You actually have graphs on Monday and on your final. And then write the equation of the circle in standard form. It's all about completing the square. Take half the middle term, which is 2, square it. Add 4 here. Add 4 to the other side. Take half the middle term, negative 6, square it. Add 36 here. You have to add 36 there. So it's always half the middle term, so x plus 2 squared plus y minus half the middle term, 6 squared, equals 43. And finally, you can get rid of the next few. I'll give you a little bit easier ones because these are not centered at the origin, but the minus makes it a hyperbola on 100. The plus makes it, and the lack of a denominator makes it a circle on 101. 102, the plus in the middle and the denominators make it an ellipse. All right, folks, this is your final exam review, guys.